Lily, can I talk to you for a moment? Oh, sorry, Anne. I'm still at work. I'll message you later. Oh, really? It's about your husband, Hans. What about him? Well, you might regret it if you don't hear this. What is it? Well, you see, I've decided to marry Hans. What? What are you saying? Hans is my husband. Yeah, so you should hurry up and get a divorce. Don't say it so easily. I'll leave work early and confirm with Hans right now. Oh, can you really confirm it? He's working remotely this week and he's at home. If I go to his place, I'll find out everything. I think it's better if you don't go now, for your own sake. Why? Because I'm in the middle of making love with Hans in your bedroom, darling. What? Making love with your husband in my sister's bedroom. The combination of superiority and guilt is exhilarating. I just received a message from Hans. Looks like it's true after all. See? Even he thinks I'm better. Actually, he seems to prefer older women. So Hans is mine. So you don't have to come back anymore. Even though Anne is a married woman. Oh, that's not a problem anymore. Hans gave me compensation for your sake. We got divorced properly this morning. Oh, Hans did it. As expected, people with money do things differently. That's right. I understand. Just do whatever you like. Oh, really? Then I'll send the divorce papers to my parents' house for you. Go ahead and submit them to the city hall as soon as possible. Lily, it's been 6 months. Oh, Anne, what do you want? Well, you managed to contact me quite well. Yeah, I can't say I don't understand your feelings. Today, I contacted you because I have an important announcement from sister to sister. Is it about your marriage registration with Hans? Oh, you guessed it. That's about as important as it gets for you to contact me. Oh, I see. I wanted to share my happiness after marrying Hans. Boring. All of your stories are boring and I'm not interested. Your lack of charm really annoys me. That's why Hans is cheating on you, isn't he? It's quite ironic for the person who stole him to say that. Even though I know it's not a good line to say, it's quite amusing, Anne. Thanks for saying it. Well, I guess it just sounds like you're making excuses for losing. I'll pretend I didn't hear that. Well, do as you please. Is that so? But if you hear this, you'll inevitably be shaken, won't you? What? We've decided to go on a honeymoon trip abroad. Huh? Abroad? We're going to travel around various parts of Europe. By the way, we're planning to have a private wedding ceremony, just the two of us, in Paris. Hans has spent $20,000 to prepare for this honeymoon trip. Where did that money come from? It's obvious that Hans paid for it. Really? See, I knew you'd be jealous. No, it's not jealousy, more like I'm surprised. Both situations are pretty much the same for you. After all, you had a small wedding ceremony with only close family members, and you didn't even get to go on a honeymoon trip. It's completely different for me. It just goes to show the difference in how we're loved and valued. Well, it's your problem, so do as you please. Isn't it better not to waste too much money? Huh? Waste money? Such a word doesn't exist in Hans' dictionary. The compensation for me and your ex-husband's, including your share, was a total of $70,000, and Hans paid for it, right? With such a large sum of money being involved, spending only $20,000 on a honeymoon trip and overseas wedding ceremony. Even though you have almost no savings and need to save money desperately, what on earth are you doing? What's that? Even if you're jealous, can't you use a slightly better word? I'm just telling the truth. You know, right? Hans has a ton of money. Huh? Whether it's $70,000 or $20,000, it's just a small amount of money to him. It would be cuter if you honestly said, "I'm so jealous." Oh, really? Well, forget it. If that's what you're fine with, then I won't say anything anymore. You're trying too hard to sound meaningful. It's really ridiculous and pitiful. Go ahead and say whatever you want. I actually thought I was giving you a kind warning, but I've already cut ties with Anne, so it doesn't matter to me what happens to her. That's right, that's fine. Because our happiness makes you jealous, so please don't hold on to feelings for Hans forever, okay? Hey, Lily. We're in Paris now. We just pledged eternal love in a church, just the two of us. Oh really? You're not in the US anymore? So? Isn't it envy-inducing? No, not at all. Actually, I feel sorry for what's to come. Oh, come on, are you still saying that? Hans has a ton of money. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say he has an unlimited amount of money. That's why he easily spent $20,000 on this honeymoon trip. Unlimited money? Even though he has no income? Huh? No income? Wait a minute, didn't you know? Hans is currently unemployed. Huh? Unemployed? Yeah, he's not working. Even if he starts working after our divorce, as I mentioned before, he'll be left with nothing after paying the alimony. He can't possibly just spend $20,000, such a large sum of money, like it's nothing. Hold on a second. What do you mean by Hans not working? Oh, I see. I thought you might not have known. What? Wait, tell me. He was fired from his job due to an affair with you. What? What are you talking about? Fired because of an affair? Isn't that wrongful termination? I'm going to sue. Anne, don't you understand? You even mentioned it yourself. Me? Hans was fooling around with you while he was supposed to be working from home, right? In other words, Hans was slacking off at work and having secret meetings with another woman. Huh? It seems that companies now have a way to monitor whether employees are actually working during remote work, so they can't get away with that kind of deception. And it wasn't just once or twice. It seems like it was happening frequently enough to affect his work. So he was caught red-handed and got fired for disciplinary reasons. In this scenario, he wouldn't receive any severance pay, and I really have no idea where he managed to get $20,000 for the honeymoon trip. Huh? So Hans staying at home all the time wasn't because of remote work, but because he's unemployed? Because he's unemployed. So, is it confirmed then? No way! Wait a minute. Hans is not some ordinary salaryman, you know? Huh? He works for a major company, and although I think his income was higher than the average salary in society, it's still impossible for him to casually spend $20,000 like that. Huh? Why? Is Hans an executive at a major company? Huh? Did you see his name on the company's website? Oh, maybe. Could it be a case of mistaken identity? The wrong person? It seems there's another person with a different spelling for the same last name and first name as the executive. No way! I mean, Hans, who is still in his early 30s, being an executive at a major company? It doesn't seem like he was exceptionally talented or anything, so I find it hard to believe. That's impossible. So, what was the purpose of me stealing Hans from you? Not only was it meaningless, but I also suffered a big loss. I was deceived. I don't need it. Take it back. I don't need it. Well then, I'll get back to work. Wait! Bye-bye. At this point, the honeymoon trip was cancelled. Cancellation fees were incurred and the $20,000 was not refunded in the end. However, it seems that Hans mentioned being fired to Anne in a message and they ended up divorcing without the argument of, "I was deceived, alimony," getting anywhere. However, it turned out that the $20,000 for the honeymoon trip was actually Anne's debt. According to Hans, he borrowed it because Anne said she wanted a luxurious honeymoon trip, and Anne mistakenly thought the loan agreement was a prenuptial agreement and signed it without reading it carefully. Afterward, Anne had to take on multiple jobs to repay the debt. Both situations seem equally absurd, but as long as they stay away from me, it's fine.